What is up, Tetsuki Shoguns? I am just a simple new type, and in this episode we're returning to Gundam Burai. Last time we learned about the Kabuki man, Raibu, who uses Tetsuki Burumaru, or Furumaru. He is actually a part of the Ueda clan. His brother wants him to take his place in the Senkin Kotai. His opponent is Ageha in Tetsuki Kaguya. Also, Kadama was assassinated by the mysterious man that seems to have also slaughtered the Amahodo clan. This time, Ageha and Raibu fight, but their match is stopped by rogue spider Tetsukis. Shuda of Judgment and Ikuruga of the Void will both fight Kotetsu, and we learn that the Amahodo clan was hiding something. So let's get into this. Yukiteru is approached by a man named Amatsure. This is the man who killed his family along with the Amahodos. Amatsu feels bad about it, so he gave him a power. This is power granted by Mikaboshi. He can now talk to spiders. In the present, Danjoro Raibu is running away from Kaguya. Their match has begun. Burumaru uses the Kakusei Tsui hammer to burst through the ground, making Kaguya lose her footing. Out of the ground comes the drone Tokaido subflight system. It can break apart and function on its own. They come together to perform the special technique, the Tekai Dochu Gensai Yo Koyo no Jin. Tekai Dochu is Iron Parade. It is a reference to Oiran Dochu, which is a parade of courtesans. Gensai Yo Koyo no Ji is the Impenetrable Pupa Fortress. So the whole thing together is the Iron Parade Impenetrable Pupa Fortress. What a mouthful. I guess I could have just said special technique and been done with it. Raibu begins running away once again. Some of the Ueda clan watch the match, but Saizo senses something approaching. He attacks it and finds that it is a spider. Saizo learns that many of these spiders are approaching the town. This must be what attacked Yukiteru. The painter Gakyo Rojin Manji approaches them and says he could help out. Kaguya surrounds Burumaru when the Tetsuki and Tokaido are captured in spiderwebs. It is Yukiteru. Raibu tells him it isn't safe to be here, but even Ageha can tell that something is wrong with him. Yukiteru thwips some webs onto Raibu's Tetsuki. Burumaru starts acting weird. He tells Raibu that with this power, he can defeat Tokugo. Ageha thinks he is possessed by an Oni, consumed with power. He feels that he could break free of the responsibilities of being the head of the Ueda family. He wants Raibu to be defeated. Once upon a time, shooting stars fell from the sky, and Onis began terrorizing the people. Brave warriors rose up to defeat them. They became warrior gods, or Bushin. However, the Oni leader was too strong to contain. In order to contain them, they just went to sleep to end the war. Really? That's it? This is a story told by Yukiteru and Raibu's mother. When they were younger, his mother says that they could protect one another and they could become like the Bushin. In the present, the spider Tetsuki rushes Burumaru. He flings its webs everywhere, messing with Raibu's weapons. He dodges the attack. Ageha tells him that these aren't normal Tetsukis. These are iron demons. She tells him to get out of here. It's their mission to take out the Onis of the world. She detaches Kaguya from the Tekadai, revealing Gundam Kaguya. She unleashes another special technique, Shinra Bansho. She plays the shamisen, which is the kabuki banjo you see in Japanese pop culture. The sound causes the spiders to stop. Yukiteru tries to fire at Kaguya, but she is too fast. She attacks Yukiteru, but Raibu is still worried about his brother. Yukiteru rages, and the spider reveals a bipedal Tetsuki inside. He grabs Kaguya and fires a spiderweb missile. Our favorite cliche comes in to save the rider from trying too hard. Raibu jumps in the way, taking the brunt of the web bullet. He is badly injured. In the past, Yukiteru always beat Raibu. It is the reason why he left the Sonata home. He wanted to forge his own path. Raibu refuses to let his brother be consumed by the Oni. Every Tetsuki has a unique cockpit. We just saw Ageha use the shamisen. For Raibu, it is the yari, a traditional staff used in kabuki. He places the yari in the cockpit, similar to kotetsu and the wakizashi. Burumaru begins self-healing. He is a Bushin. Yukiteru tells him that when the 10 keys are present, the path to Mikaboshi will be opened. He says it is the time of the Teki. If Tetsuki is Iron Machine, Teki is Iron Oni, or Iron Demon. The Oni are trying to give birth to the true Gundam. Yukiteru unleashes several tiny spiders that head towards the town. The baby spiders heal the bigger spiders. Ageha and Saizo go to help the townsfolk, while Raibu takes on his brother. Kisaragi Senri is also helping the city. She runs into Ikuruga of the Void, but he ignores her and goes into a flashback unprovoked. This writer said, "I don't need no woman to trigger my flashbacks." That's pretty funny, but also lazy writing. You can't do that more than once. His memories are fleeting, but he has a pendant, which is one of the sacred treasures. He doesn't know what it is, but it clearly is a part of the 10 keys. Amahodo's death seemed to be due to these 10 keys as well. Man, Kisaragi isn't even the main character and she is solving problems left and right. The two brothers continue fighting. Yukiteru had to constantly fight people within the Ueda clan, and it was a nightmare for him. No one would give him praise when things were going well, but he had to take all the burden when things weren't so good. Then he saw his kabuki troupe perform one day and saw how happy he was. But Raibu does reverse Uno and says he is the person he is because of Yukiteru. Furumaru does the shining finger on the spider Tetsuki and tries to pull Yukiteru out. However, the Tetsuki explodes. He takes out the spider. The smaller spiders stop in their tracks once destroyed. Ikuruga of the Void looks at Gundam Fudo and says it is a Gundam, but not the one he is looking for. But seeing this makes him certain that Gundam Burai is indeed the Gundam he is looking for. He says it is the one who took away his past. Yukiteru is still alive for now. He says he had a dream where Raibu pulled him out of the darkness, like the stories his mother used to tell him. Raibu says he could rest. His brother passes away in his arms. Ageha mentions that in the past, Raibu was kind to her and made her forget that she was an escort and inspired her to become the Dayu. Ageha drinks with Raibu. He cries for his brother. She says Mommy Ageha is here now. The two of them will take down any Onis who try to attack. This, along with the serpent around the Tsugaru, means that Onis are waking up everywhere. They get word that there are Onis in Kyoto. A demon Tetsuki called Nu went on a rampage during a Tetsuki match. During a Tetsuki match between Konryo and Tetsuki Seimei. While fighting the Oni, it turns out that Seimei is a Gundam. Tokugo hears of this new Gundam. He is prepping the new mass-produced Tetsuki. It is time for the next round of the Sankin Kotai. The battle would be held at Mount Fuji. We cut to Kotetsu fighting Shuda of Judgment. Kotetsu is losing. Shuda goes for the head, but the blade doesn't completely slice through and is able to hold its own for a while until he finally takes the head of the Gundam. Before making the final blow, someone intervenes. It is Ikuruga of the Void and Tetsuki Garuda. Tetsuki Garuda is an old Tetsuki hidden by Rei Amatsu. This can hover and uses two ninja drones, named Agrio and Ungrio, for support. This is handed over to Ebisu of the Tide and later fell into the hands of Ikuruga of the Void. They use data from this Tetsuki to build the Rokudo flying type. Its true form is Gundam Garuda. The skirt around the waist becomes a sword called the Hachiba. Garuda strikes a pose before attacking. Ikuruga says that he has his reasons for intervening. He unleashes Angyo and Ungyo. They surround Shuda's Tetsuki. Chiyo tells Kotetsu not to give up. Kotetsu is in a place between time and space. Someone tells him that if he wishes to acquire more power, then he will have to accept a bigger burden. Kotetsu wonders who this person is. He tells him that he is Rei Amatsu, and he used to pilot this Tetsuki. Kotetsu wakes up. With Shuda distracted, Garuda focuses on Burai. Ikuruga tells Chiyo to move. Blue flames engulf Burai. Kuroboshi forces Chiyo to get back. He realizes Kotetsu unlocked the Gundam's true form. He calls it Aramitama. Consumed with rage, Kotetsu attacks Ikuruga. Shuda takes down Garuda's ninja drones. He does the special technique, the Raigo Denten. That is when the Rokudo flying type approaches. They are finally completed. This is the mobile suit that Tokugo was completing based off of the Garuda. Ebisu is one of the pilots. They tell Shuda that they are going to go through with the plan. He says if he is this emotional to start a fight before the next round of Senkin Kotai, then perhaps he isn't ready to be one of the heavenly kings. Based on his own confession, his quarrels are with Amahodo Engine, not with Kotetsu. They head back while letting Ikuruga handle Kotetsu. Ikuruga says that he's fighting more like a beast than a samurai. He does a special move called the Ara Habeki. Ikuruga uses Kotetsu's own swordmanship techniques. Something speaks to Kotetsu. Then he is able to reattach Gundam Burai's arm. Kuroboshi tells Chiyo he knows why Kotetsu is so special, but is unsure if she is ready for this burden. This dude has been suspicious this whole time. Yeah man, spill the beans. Amahodo was experimenting with Tetsuki human hybrids in the past. Kotetsu just so happened to be one of the experiments. He happens to be an artificial human. In the Amahodo clan, there once existed the Amatsu Research Institute. This was by those who believed in the god of war, Gundam Mikoto. Nanomachines allowed the body to become an extension of the Tetsuki. Most didn't live long. Kotetsu was the last experiment. Amahodo Engine didn't know about this organization until his 30s. He executed them all in secret and took the remaining experiments, which included Shiroboshi and Kuroboshi. This is why the Amahodos were attacked. It must have to do with the experimentation. Kotetsu sends the Garuda into the air. He can't just use rage to win this fight. Ikuruga stabs the Gundam. Gundam Burai falls to the ground, but Kotetsu jumps out. He drops down and slices the Garuda's eye with a real sword. He takes out the mono eye sensor. The two units fall to the ground. Both get up with barely a scratch on them. Easy peasy. Kotetsu notices that he uses the same sword techniques. These are Kisaragi's techniques, and he wonders where he learned them. The two have a sword fight without their Tetsukis. He lets his sword do the talking. This fighting style makes Kotetsu recall someone from the past. A kid with a sword called Sotoju Munji. Kotetsu slices his mask off, while Ikuruga slices his chest. Now that Kotetsu is close, it should have been obvious. Ikuruga of the Void is Amahodo Ryuji, heir to the Amahodo clan and Gundam Burai. And that will do it for this episode. Now that we know Ikuruga's true identity, it makes sense that he would abandon the Amahodo name after hearing of the experiments done by the Amahodo clan. However, something tells me his version of the past has been skewed by someone in his ear. It is weird that this manga explains some Tetsukis and leaves you guessing for others. We will never know the details of Shura's Tetsuki. Also, Kotetsu is now a cyber new type. Next time, we will learn of Ryuji's past. It will learn of Rei Amatsu's history from the old era, and everyone heads to Mount Fuji for the finals. But that will do it for now, new types. Remember, even in an Edo-like period, the Gundam universe will find a way to add a cyber new type to the story. Peace.